What's going on? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Palantir. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and then aside from that, where I see things going from here. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Palantir is up 3.75%. Absolute beast of a company. New 52-week high of 62.08 was hit, low of 58.69. So there's a lot of FOMO in the market, a lot of greed, and this is where you're getting a lot of individuals on social media kind of having opposite spectrums of ideas. Some people are saying that Palantir is just overdone, overvalued, and that it's kind of more so a bubble than anything. But opposite side, you have some people saying that Palantir is the next big Nvidia, and that with the Trump administration in, or going to be in, that's just going to stimulate the buying power and just stocks are going to continue its run. So what camp are you guys in? But aside from that, you've got to admit, doesn't matter your viewpoint, Palantir is a beast of a company. And based on this, no actual recent news itself today, no SEC filing. So it is kind of just piggybacking off of the broader market. Over the last 5 days, up 12.21%, and over the last 1 month, up 37.86. So this stock is definitely one to kind of take note of. And just like I mentioned, a lot of optimism in the broader market. Fear and greed index is under the greed category, and most likely early this week, whether it be tomorrow or Wednesday, it will be moving to the extreme greed with all the Fed speakers, CPI, and especially if CPI comes in better than anticipated, you're going to have FOMO like 3.0 in the market. It's going to go absolutely bananas. And even though right now the bond market is closed in lieu of Remembrance Day, you're having a lot of volume. So 90.8 million for volume, 59.7 is the average. So you can only imagine if today wasn't necessarily a holiday, it'd probably be at 150 million. So yeah, definitely a lot of big money is getting into Palantir. Even semis, you're seeing some kind of rotation out into these growth stocks, whether it be fintech or even other AI plays such as Palantir. So a lot of big money is buying in, and plus shorts on the side note probably are losing their asses. It's not a heavily shorted stock by any means, but 3.44% of the free float is being shorted. And generally for the greater part of the last year, shorts have been returning roughly around 7% short interest at the beginning or around November of 2023. Low of 2.83% in September, mid-September. So yeah, shorts have been learning their lesson with Palantir. Pretty much don't bet against it. They did get bold though, kind of increase their position a little bit right here, but since then they've been starting to return some shares because, like I said, Palantir is a beast. And even myself, I have Palantir in multiple different portfolios. One I just made a position on, and I'm already up, I think it was like 42%. Crazy stock, and honestly, some people just don't care. Like myself, I know Palantir is going to do a lot of good things. I know I was hesitant about it around the $25 range, and even I admitted I made more money shorting it. But since I did go long around that $27 range, it's like, don't bet against it. Palantir is a absolute beast of a stock. And so I want to go over some data points and stuff like that. Moving over to options. $245 million in calls, 52 million in puts. That is just insanity. So I think today is a record number for dollar value in Palantir options. So it's something to keep note of. 45% of all the options being done are optimistic and bullish. Of the call options that are being purchased, you are seeing a lot of consensus for it to be around that $80 range. And that's the highest strike level that is possible right now. So most likely market makers are going to extend that. But as of right now, it looks like there's a consensus for it to continue to around the $80 range. I don't know if people are just anticipating throwing out those random numbers, but Elliot Wave technicals right now are projecting for it to hit this between $67 and $71 range within that time period or price points right here. It does have a pivot point of $50 on a side note, so as long as it is above that, then it is able or kind of anticipated to get between there. Even though I know I don't get all that much views in Palantir, I really do like it, and this is why I'm covering it. But for those of you that have been following it, The Elliot Wave technicals have been 100% on point, even projecting it pulling back. So that is something just to kind of take note of. So you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day, no matter what, or anything like that. But these are the latest ratings that have come out. So you do have a lot of analysts somewhat torn on it, of course. So you have $28 sell rating, $18 sell, $26 sell, $11 sell. This is all encumbering their recent earnings, mind you. $37 sell. So you have opposite spectrums all over the place in reality. Then you had the poster boy, like I would say, Daniel Ives, Wedbush, $45 buy rating. So yeah, honestly, this is where, like I said, you're getting the opposite spectrums, opposite camps. Some people are just saying this is overdone. Some people say, hey, this is the next big thing. So we'll just have to wait and see what does come. But based on this, big money is buying Palantir. Cannot get enough of it. So these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. Everything that does show as a ask is a buy. So like I said, you are seeing a lot of buying, still some selling that is happening, but this is why you're getting a lot of these kind of pullbacks, a lot of volatility today. But yeah, like I said, just big money is seeing a lot of upside. A couple of big ones, so 2.44 million just in one transaction alone. And yeah, basically this is it. Still going actually. So a lot of activity actually pre-market, mind you. But going over here, this is all the transactions occurring on the dark pool. So dark pool is often enough used by shorts as well as other large entities just to kind of move shares. But still, even this exchange is very, very popular. So as of right now, though, quickly going over here with it at $60 and change, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So $60.58 is that next strong kind of target slash resistance. I know I did get above that already, so just take that into consideration. This is probably why I did consolidate a little bit, but 59.37 and then 58.62 are going to be the following kind of support points. It did bounce off this R1, so at least we know that's a strong support going forward into the next couple trading days at least. But quickly going back over to IBKR for one moment just to show you the chart. So honestly, it looks very good. The only negative side to it that could cause some volatility is it just being very overbought. So it is at 98.2. So I haven't really seen it that high in a while, but still just something to keep note of. It is above the ALMA super trend, 50, 100, 200-day moving averages. MACD is looking very bullish. So again, everything is looking good and show signs that it is going to continue up. The only caveat, like I kind of just mentioned, is just it is very overbought. So it could potentially pull back, but honestly, it could pull back and consolidate a little bit. But I think Palantir is now on everyone's radar, and yeah, that's a good thing to have at the end of the day. So let me know your thoughts on Palantir. Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? What have you been doing with Palantir? And just generally speaking, what was your viewpoint on their earnings? So their earnings in reality was a triple beat. So earnings per share came in at 10 cents, so a beat of 1 cent. Revenue came in, forecast was 725 mil. They did beat it by 21.82 million. So yeah, that's a good kind of situation to have. Still, for even the next earnings for February, you already are having analysts kind of changing their revisions. So over the last 90 days, especially since their earnings, 11 positive, 0 negative revisions for that. So bigger and better things might be coming down the pipeline. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Two things, if you do like IBKR and all the analyst ratings, technicals, you can have all that for free. Link in the description below and also the comments for that. And then aside from that, I did launch membership. So if you like my channel and support the channel, you can definitely join as a member. Plus, I also do have a private Discord where I give buy signals on stocks and options. And I have been screaming that Palantir is a crazy buy. And aside from that, everything else has been a massive success. So yeah, definitely something to take note of. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.